Hi, everyone. I am Arnaud with the Third Wish, and I'm so excited to be here with you tonight. Um, you can find me on thethirdwish.net and also on my Patreon page, The Third Wish. We have an amazing show ahead of us today. We have a couple colors, and then also I'm going to talk a little bit about the four elements. And I also want to provide a group reading for you. And so every single one of you will have a chance to have a reading for the week ahead. So why the four elements? I was really inspired this week to talk about the four elements because this is something that brings balance. And it's very important that we are in balance. This is obviously lots going on in the world right now, and we are looking for that moment of balance where we feel in harmony and calm and peace. And so the four elements, obviously, you all know what they are: the earth energy, the fire energy, the water energy, and the air. And so when all those elements are together, they create a form of balance. And how do you use that? Well, you can use that, for example, in a very simple ritual when you bring a little bit of those four elements, for example, in a circle. Could be in a circle around you, or could be in a circle on an altar. And so, for example, a fire energy could simply be a candle. As an example, you do have that burning sense of something is burning and creating that red fire energy. As far as water, obviously, it is very simple to bring a glass of water or any kind of liquid that you connect to. Could be water from a river, from a lake, from the ocean. You put that out there, and it also help with that second element. The air element, usually personally use an incense. That idea of the smoke disappearing into the air. It's very very interesting, and it brings as well that lightness on you. Um, and so when the four elements are into play, and the earth, of course, for the earth, I have a couple options personally that I'm happy to share with you. One is obviously a crystal. We could talk for all night about crystals, but if you actually look online or if you're familiar with crystal, one that kind of works with you, it's always great, and no matter how big or small, it doesn't really matter. The energy is what matters. But another option that maybe is a little less familiar is a salt, and a little bit of salt in a cup. And so now you can create this circle, the candle, the incense, the water, and then either crystal, a stone, or a little bit of salt. And you created that balance right in front of you on an altar or on any kind of sacred place. It could be a table, it could be anything you want, but as long as you actually do a proper ritual. It can also be, for example, on the beach, and you draw the circle on the beach, and you get all those elements around you. That's actually a very nice way of doing it. So for this first section of the show, I wanted to provide a group reading, and I'm using the four elements, kind of integrating them into this. So the way it's going to work is that you will choose, and I'm asking you to meditate and relax and breathe, and choose an element. Again, the earth, the water, the fire, or the air. And I'm asking you to make the decision now. So again, pick an element, and then it will represent the energy that's coming for you now and the week ahead. since we're doing this show weekly. So I give you a second, just breathe and just think of what would be the element that feels you immediately feel attracted right now. And then for each of those elements, I have a tarot card, and I'm going to talk a little bit of what that means. So let's go with the first element. If you have chosen the earth, that's one of the fourth. Your card today is the Ten of Sword. The Ten of Sword is a card that represents the end of a cycle. So you might very well feel that it's things are over. The page is turning, a new page is coming, and it's been painful. It's been really, really painful. It's also a little bit dramatic. You see this man with 10 swords on him, and one would be enough to kill, but he has 10. Why 10? 10 is the end of the cycle. And so there is really an aspect here for you, if you chose this earth element, that you are moving to a new phase. We recognize and acknowledge the pain, but the sign shines on the horizon. You can see that on the card, and you just acknowledge, reflect, and accept how difficult it's been so far. But the good news is you're at the end of this. The next card is the next element, and jumping right in, if you pick the fire energy, your card today is the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is a much, much positive card. It's the Two of Cups is really about a union in the large sense. We see two people together, one with a crown, and it's the idea that for the week ahead, you are feeling in harmony, you are feeling well with someone. So it could be a personal relationship, it could be a business relationship, it could be finding a job. It's two things meeting each other and finding themselves. So you get the idea. It's really about being together, being in union, the harmony, the ability to create something, 1+1, and bring that together. So you have a lot to look forward in the week ahead. It could really be a romance. It could be really someone new coming in your life. And so I am really, really excited for you. The next element is the water. And the card that I had pre-chosen or drew from my tarot deck is the High Priestess. The High Priestess is a major arcana, meaning that it's an important phase. The week ahead is, in this case, about kind of retrieving with yourself, and then also thinking about your intuition. It's almost like the dark shadow, but in a positive way. And the moon, you can see that card very strong. The moon reflects on your intuition and reflects on the ability to connect and the thinking, the unconscious, as well as the secrets. You can see that on your tarot cards if you have the High Priestess, second major arcana. She hides with her clothes, she hides her full body. And so there is an element of mystery or hidden. So I would say that if you pick, the water element, this is what's coming ahead for you this week, is this ability to discover and be aware of the secret. Be aware that revelations will be made, new information will come to you, and it might have to be kept locked up or secret for a while, because that's actually the phase where you are. So listen to your intuition, be ready to attune and receive the information that's been given to you. We have another card for the final element, which is the air. And for that card, for that element, the air, if you pick that one, the energy for you coming this week is the card that represented is the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords card very similar to what we had earlier, but it's the one just before. And so it's like you're almost at the end of that cycle, but not quite yet. And it feels painful, and you can't sleep at night, and you worry, and your demons, and everything coming to life. It's not pleasant. I get it. Um, you're gonna face some of that in the week ahead. I am very sorry, but what can offer is that you're almost there. You're not at a 10, you're at a 9. So get through the week. You all now be made aware that it's not going to be easy. The idea here is that getting through concentration and focusing on manifestation and relaxation and meditation to kind of get those worries out of the way and focusing on the new. So that's a little bit what I would recommend you. So no matter which card you pick, no matter what element you pick, you are understanding that it's a little bit of a transition in the week ahead for all of you, for all of us. And those elements will come at play. So remember a little bit this reading and see during the week if that makes sense to you. I am really excited to hear from you and you get your feedback. If that reading actually made sense, feel free to let me know on my Facebook page, The Third Wish, or on my website. There's a contact element to it. So now I believe that we have someone on the line, and so I would like to welcome Ashley in Portville, California. Hi, Ashley.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. We're almost neighbors. I'm in San Francisco.
Oh, pretty close.
What would you like me to look into today?
Well, I'm not sure if this is your specialty or not, but I was hoping to maybe get a message from my brother who passed away.
Okay. Would you mind sharing his first name?
Yes, his name is Dustin or Dusty.
Dustin or Dusty?
Yeah, Dusty is his nickname.
Okay. Let me see what message I'm getting. Just a moment. I'm going to pull a couple cards and then kind of get the energy around him.
Okay.
I feel like he cared for you a whole lot. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he
And
had a really big heart.
yes, yes. He is actually showing his love for you and how close he was with you. And I think that if the energy that comes with him is that he was very, very open and he was very generous and he really wanted to make sure people were okay. And
Yes,
sometimes he was thinking of others before he was thinking of himself.
definitely.
I see that during his final years or months or days, if I see that he was worried or he had some stress, like I feel there was a lot of things going on with him at that time.
Yeah, he was going through a divorce.
Yes, yes. I do feel his pain, his worries, and then also um, the message. One of the message that I see and hear for you, he is referring back to some sort of concern or worry or obstacle or any kind of like issue you are personally facing at the moment. There's a certain
Yeah,
thing
he
that
was.
yeah. Go
Sorry,
ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Yeah, he was battling a drug addiction.
Ah, yeah. Um, but I think I mean, like from where sees you right now and where he's at right now, um, he's very much at peace. He's very much like I want to say
Good.
like he's in a better place, and he wants to help you. Like he's coming across like he wants to say, I'm there. If you, I don't know if you have tried to reach out to him through prayers
Yes, I
or
have.
yes, and he is definitely there. He is saying like you just need to activate him, and he will do something for you.
Okay. And do you have any suggestions on how I go about that?
Let me see a little bit what's his made mode of communication that would work better with you.
Okay.
Um, do you have dreams?
Yeah, I actually just had a dream about him um, Monday evening.
Yeah. Um, he says that that's his preferred way of connecting with you through dreams.
Okay.
More than signs, if you will. You know what I mean? Like sometimes spirits they like to play with us. They like to show signs, and it's kind of funny when you notice them. Some other spirits they really like to be present in dreams. He's is very much on the dream side.
Okay.
I would say that I would recommend that you have some sort of notebook near your bed, on the bedside. And whenever you wake up, that's where the dreams is usually very vivid. And so just
Right.
write down whatever comes to your mind. Just don't think, just write down whatever comes to mind, whatever, and you will see it will start to come.
Okay.
Yep.
So, like, just write the message, whatever I can remember down, and then
Yep.
maybe connect the dots.
Yep. Absolutely. All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No, it was a pleasure. Thank you, Ashley. And now we have Bonnie in Burnsdale, Victoria, Australia. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi. Good, thanks. How are you?
Great. I am good. What do you look into?
Sorry?
What would you like me to look into for you? What would you like to know?
I would like to know if I'm going to have any sort of relationship with Jason.
A relationship with a gentleman called Jason, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Give me a moment. I pull a couple cards. The first thing that I'm getting about Jason is that is would it be fair to say that it's a little bit volatile? Like it's hard to get a grip of him. It's hard to really know where he's at or where he stands. Like it's a little bit hard to get to him. Does that make sense?
Yes.
He he seems like he's a little bit scattered between within his life. Like he's not sure what he wants. I think that's the point. He is not sure. Did that make sense?
Okay. Yes.
And so I I think I think you and him can have a future type of relationship, but I am not sure that he wants that relationship to be entirely exclusive.
Okay.
I I am afraid. Um, is that something you've discussed with him? Is that something that you know of him?
No.
Yeah. Um, so I would say that I actually see a possibility of dating. I would put it this way, and that would be my advice for you. Like, I think he's open to dating you, but I think you'll have to go slow and manage your own expectations in terms of commitment and not really like projecting yourself too much out in the future. Take it slow, date, see a little bit more, and then I think you'll be in a better place to make your own decision.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Anything else you'd like me to look into?
No, that's it. Thanks.
Okay. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Good. Um, so let's continue to talk a little bit about the four elements. Like I said, those are very useful for rituals. And particularly, I like to use myself an element a lot. You always feel attracted to one element more than the other. In my case, just to give an example, I am more attracted to the water element. Um, that is something that you could look into if you're a little bit into astrology. Your sign, particularly your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising, have an element, an astrological and a life element associated to it. So, for example, in my case, and you can also look for you on the internet on the different astrological sign, um, being Taurus is very earth element. This is about being grounded and in liking the earth, liking not liking to move very much, liking to be at home, that sort of thing. Um, but my rising is a Scorpio. That is a water element, and so sometimes what you see is that the rising takes over a little bit the sun sign, and so in my case, very much so. The water element is what I connect to, and I use the water element when I do rituals. And for you, I encourage you to find what that element is, whether you are immediately connected to one of those elements, or you look a little bit in your astrological chart and you try to make sense, again, of your sun, your rising, or the moon. And then the next question is, what do you do with that? Um, if you connect particularly with an element, let's say the water element, then obviously the next answer is you go to the beach or you go to a lake or a river, or actually you can do a bath. You can do a spiritual bath, and that's very easy to do. You don't actually need a bathtub. You can use it in the shower, but the idea is to bring a bowl where you put different elements in there. You could put a little bit of essential oils, of flowers, of salt, etc., and recreate the ritual that I talked about earlier by bringing the four elements in the bowl. That bowl can then be used in a bathtub or in a shower, where you literally take the bowl of water and then just bring all over your head and your body to bring whatever you want to manifest at that point, which is obviously your choice. Um, it could be for abundance, it could be so money, material things, or it could be for love and relationships, or for protection, calm, or even for psychic or third eye insight. And so the point that I'm trying to make here is that there is so many things you can do with the elements. Whether you choose a primary and then you bring the other three with you, or you actually you try to integrate all those elements equally to bring more of a balance. And that is something that I encourage you to do this week. So again, what do you do? Well, first thing is look at your astrological chart, look at the positions of the different planets, and try to understand a little bit how the four elements are playing with you. Once you zone in into an element, then your next step is to think of a ritual that would work very well with that one element or the four elements. And then you conduct the rituals wherever you want. If you're very connected to the earth, do it on the ground, outside, in the countryside, in the mountains. If you're the air element, just go in the mountain, but on the top and breathe the fresh air. You get the point. So I wanted to leave you with that. I really hope that you had fun during the show and learned something about the four elements. And I really encourage you, as a small exercise or a small activity this week, take your partner, take your kids, take your dogs, and make a small ritual with the four elements and see if it's bringing the energy that you like. You'll be really amazed. And that concludes our show. You can find me again on my patreon.com/thethirdwish or thethirdwish.net. I am available for private readings and for discussions on mediumship or psychic reading like we did today in the show. It was an honor to be your guest today, and I wish you all the very best and see you next week. Thank you.